some of you may know me for my Lego Bolt Builder creations. Others may know me for my Lego steam engines or Lego train MOCs. Well, today I have thought, as you can see by the video and the thumbnail, there's going to be Lego Fireman Sam. Now, this has been in the works for 3 years. The only reason why is because, well, I started it 3 years ago on the computer, and then just did the front and the main body, and then that's it, kind of just left it. And then only now, just recently, I've come back to it. And I got the engine to be a lot more complete. So it's basically my Lego version of Jupiter, as you can see that, which will be a little bit bigger than my Bolt Builder creation. So it's going to be 10 studs wide. That's the width, but in terms of the height and overall size, it is definitely bigger than my Lego Bolt Builder models. But yeah, we may have Fireman Sam be joining the collection. As you can see, there's the Bob figure there, and then the Fireman Sam figure over there, which I had got these guys years ago. So yeah, and that's Lego right there. So without further ado, I'm going to show you Jupiter from Fireman Sam. So Jupiter it's always been my favorite fire truck from Fireman Sam, and I thought it'd be interesting to try and recreate him in Lego. So here he is. This is what he looks like. Now, granted, it's not finished, but I wanted to try and finish this before the video because I wanted a new video out for you guys. So I try to get this as close as possible to finish, and it basically is, it's just a few polishing parts. So basically, I'm going to hopefully maybe one day get all these cabinets to open up, and there'll be storage. I think that's storage too. And then this will be like the little, where the water tanks come from. You connect the hoses. This lift works as well, but it's still a work in progress because I'm trying to get this to look a little bit nicer. Yeah, there's a little hose. The lift folds out. The lift also goes up and has a different section, so it splits in two. As you can see, there's a little hinge there, so this whole top bit's going to hinge upwards as well. We got another hinge over here in the basket, which will also hinge, that can go up or down. See another hinge there, which would make that go flat for the firefighters to stand on. Like I said before, here's the hose that you would be spraying from the top. And we go have a look at the back here. There's a little turntable underneath, so this whole thing would rotate and it lifts from this section here. Now, this was quite a complicated back section, honestly. Probably one of my most complicated. As you can see, it lines up perfectly with the height of the bricks and with the width of 2 studs thick. So basically, I used a few brackets and quite a few cool techniques. And these bars are actually the only thing that are connecting these top sections here. Everything else is connected, but it is still connected. But yeah, these bars are the only thing that's holding them connected. Which is quite interesting, because before the lights, they weren't at the top, they were like more around here at the bottom, because I had a normal arch slope, and I'm definitely happier with what I chose to go with in the final result. You can see the 3 exhausts, you got your little backlights, your mud flaps there, and the tires are a little bit too wide, a little too long, but I don't know if there's a thin version of this tire in that thickness, so kind of just left that as it is. So yeah, no, I'm actually really quite happy with how Jupiter turned out. Now I went for the CGI version, so when it first went to CGI, which was more around my childhood, since I only just barely missed the stop motion of the hit era, which is season 5, in my opinion the best season of Fireman Sam. You guys can let me know which is your favorite season of Fireman Sam, but yeah, no, season 5 is definitely my favorite, I reckon. And yeah, it's got the old logo, because the new one, well, they absolutely ruined Jupiter in the new Fireman Sam seasons, because it doesn't even look like the same fire truck anymore. But anyways, that's enough of that. So yeah, this was based off the CGI version of the fire truck from Fireman Sam. You can see the red and white tires, although they do stick out a little bit only because that was the only way to get them to be red and white, unfortunately. But I still think that looks pretty good. We have the little exhaust. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it was just a little bit of extra detail. Door handle, this will eventually going to put a sticker of the Fireman Sam logo, probably the original. Some more detail underneath, or at least just sloping that down how it was in the show. And I plan to eventually get steering in this model as well, but I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that. So yeah, and here's the front of the fire truck, which is what I'm most happy with. I quite like the grille, all the extra details here. You got your lights. This is a sticker, as you can see. It's split in half. I know some people may not necessarily be happy about putting stickers over multiple bricks, but I did it with Scoop because, well, Scoop needed his mouth. Otherwise, it would be a plain yellow brick and there'd be nothing there. The little sirens, you got the horns on top, the side view mirrors. You can see there, and then the A-pillars which go up into the roof. Steering wheel, they'll have the dark blue seats that the firemen are going to sit in. Have the axe, and I'm probably going to add a little bit more extra detail inside, but yeah, for now, that's basically it really. And yeah, no, Jupiter turned out quite nicely. I actually quite like the way how he turned out. A little bit of extra detail there too. So yeah, the wheels were the biggest struggle. I had smaller wheels in place and it didn't really work properly, so yeah, it wasn't very fun, to say the least. I'm going to see if I can try and get this yellow arm to work for you guys, so just bear with me for a minute. Alright, so here it is. It actually didn't take too much. So yeah, as you can see, we have the little rotating section here. We have the lift arm, the first one that goes up all the way in the air, and then you have your second lift arm, which I did want to add some pistons, just like on the CGI on the show. How you'd have the pistons going from there to there, and then another piston from going here to there. As you can see, the railing isn't complete, but it was the best I could do in order to still let it fold. You can see you got your little platform here, which the firefighters would stand on. Just ignore the hinge. And then of course you would have your little hose that you would just rotate into position wherever you want to spray the water from the top section, just like that. And it all folds up quite nicely and neatly once you're done operating the back of Jupiter, which this is also going to have some striping detail eventually as well. And there's the little knobs. It was the closest I can get in terms of the scale I'm working with, since it's not the biggest thing. So yeah, so that's a little knob that you'd use to operate the winch, well, the lift arm. Yeah, as you can see, it actually turned out decently well. I actually quite like it. And I think it will still be mostly strong, I'd say, since it's not a whole lot of weight. It's mostly very thin and narrow. Definitely a lot less weight to carry than Lofty, but we'll never know exactly how this really works until, of course, it comes to real life. So yeah, that's basically Jupiter from Fireman Sam that I've designed in digital. You can see you got the little slope as well going up that the little arm is going to rest on very nicely. We'll just, there you go, folds up just quite nicely in the slots right there. So yeah, what do you guys think of my Jupiter model that I created from Fireman Sam? I'm quite happy with how he turned out. Definitely not the finished product, as there's going to be a little bit more polishing, done, but this is mostly what he's going to look like in the final version. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and hope you guys have all enjoyed this little showcase of my next Lego project. And if this does well, perhaps I may even consider building some more Fireman Sam Lego models. And just for comparison, if you guys want to know exactly how big this model would be next to my boulder builders, I'll go quickly get a file real quick. So here it is. Okay, here's what my boulder builder models would look like in size with them. Now, don't mind the gap underneath. It's just because this brick, the hitbox ends up extending lower than what MOC actually is. So we're trying to get him as close as possible to the height of Jupiter's wheels, and this is what it would look like. So that's actually not too bad. I thought that'd be much bigger than MOC, but no, that's actually not too bad. So yeah, these guys actually scale not too badly against each other, which as you can see, I plan to eventually get a more professional print for MOC's eyes and mouth than what I currently have. As you can see, it's a little bit more rough because I hand drew these, but I think it looks okay. So you know, that scale right there is actually somewhat pretty close to how Jupiter would scale in real life, really. Just obviously a lot more longer, because this is a toy version. So yeah, there you go. That is Jupiter from Fireman Sam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Bye!